So this is my presentation for the two given articles that are relating to Walmart in China. This is my agenda for the presentation. First of all, I would like to look at relevant vocabulary for the two articles, and then we'll look at the first article, a summary and a rhetorical analysis, and the same with the second article. So relevant vocabulary to these articles are deteriorating, unionizing, notorious, negotiate, precedent, contended with, disputes, subsidy, conglomerate, and aphorism. The first article is called Walmart says China growth is on target. The article is written by Laurie Burkett, April 1st, 2013. It was published in the Wall Street Journal under the section that's called Asian Business. The Wall Street Journal is a liberal paper that focuses mainly on business, economics, and US politics. Well, the article is pretty much about how there have been a lot of reports that says that Walmart have been closing stores because they were struggling with rent and labor costs. But Walmart made a counterattack or stand by stating that they are planning to invest $80 million to upgrade the Chinese stores, and they have been planning to remodel 50 of the 380 plus stores in China, plus they are planning to open 30 new ones. And they also plan to employ 80,000 people to add with the already 100,000 people that are employed in Walmart China. And despite there have been many foreign companies that have been forced to close in China, Walmart have been planning all of these expansions. Plus, they have bought 51% stakes of Jihadian, which is a Chinese e-commerce company. So they have been planning to expand online. The article, despite being based in Beijing, she's white, but she have been living in Beijing, so we can get that she's a reliable source. She's talking about Walmart in China, and it's pretty much general knowledge, facts that we've been getting. The language of the article is filled with business terminology, and it's formal. There aren't any contractions. The article is pretty much written because there have been an increased interest in China as a market for foreign investors. And this article is pretty informative, no opinion stated anywhere. It's to give an insight to how Walmart is doing or their planning and their strategies, so American investors can see how the Chinese market is doing. The second article is called As Walmart Swallows China's Economy, Workers Fight Back. The article is written by Esther Wang. It was published April 23rd, 2013 in the American Prospect, which is also a liberal paper, but this paper have been characterized as an opinionated paper, and there's a lot of blogs and opinions of different cultural and political movements yeah. Well, the article is pretty much talking about the different people that have been protesting against Walmart and the mistreat of their Chinese employees. The protesters are talking about how the Walmart, intellectuals have been talking about how Walmart have brought the Walmart culture from the US with them to China. And some of these culture characteristics are the low wages and the gender-based discrimination, unpaid overtime. They fire those who complain, and they prioritize to hire people on part-time work rather than full-time work, so they can pay less than it would cost if they paid for full-time work. Many are seeing this as a fight against the world's largest retailer because it is one of the world's largest retailers, and China have been known for a lot of corruption, and these protests have been seen as a huge step forward. And it's also, all these protests have been made despite the lack of support from ACFTU, which is All China's Federation of Trade Unions. I think it's the only allowed union in China, and it has 200 million members. And an important person, there have been a lot of different people in the articles who have been protesting, but the most important person I thought was Gao Hitao, which is called the father of the Walmart worker organization in China. And in 2006, that was before Walmart allowed people to join the ACFTU. He was voted in a union chair, the first union chair for the stores, and he was first a worker in a store in a province, and he faced many injustice. So he wrote about the injustice in his blog, and many people supported that. So that's why he was voted in the union chair. But after a lot of work and obstacles and problems, he left. He quit in 2008 because he felt that all his efforts were stopped both from management and the union. But now he still works in a small position for the union to help local workers with their rights. So in this one, the author is Chinese, but she's based in New York. But at the time she was living in Beijing, so she has a lot of knowledge of the Chinese people and their circumstances. And as we know, Chinese circumstances are that they are being a preferred market for the investors, and they're very attractive. But many investors, they use China because it's a country known for corruption and underpaying the workers and have lousy conditions. Use it to get cheaper labor for the companies, and despite that, still not give them conditions that would be forced upon in the West. And the topic is how Walmart is mistreating the employees and underpaying them. And the article is rather informal. She uses contractions, and it is very clear which side the author is taking. The intention of the article is pretty much to stir up discussion of America's capitalism and how it's spreading in the form of a retail store that's Walmart. And instead of having investors and other businessmen and women to read the paper, it's probably more a radical opinionated article and it's meant for the anarchists and the protesters and other people, general people, to see the injustice that is happening in China, in form of a Western store, a Western company that is taking advantage of the corruption in China to get cheaper labor for themselves. Yeah, that is pretty much it. Thank you very much.